Watching the Olympic Games may actually be good for you, evidence shows. Being a sports fan, whether you're watching top flight football, the Olympic Games, or your favorite local team, can be a roller coaster ride. Incredible heights if you win, and depressing lows if you don't, and lots of stressful feelings in between. Thankfully, the overall impact should be a positive one because research has shown that people who watch sports experience greater well being than those who do not, and that this is probably linked to the social aspect of watching sports. By well being, we mean a person's psychological state, how well someone feels. People with higher well being tend to have better physical health and live longer than people with lower well being. Research carried out by our group at Anglia Ruskin University, led by Helen, used data from 7,209 adults aged 16 to 85 living in England who participated in the Taking Part survey commissioned by the UK government. We found that people in the UK who attended a live sporting event in the last year are more satisfied with their lives, feeling their lives more worthwhile, and are less lonely than people who have not. These findings chime with other studies which found that people who watch sports in person at least once a year have fewer depressive symptoms than those who do not. Can't get to live events? Watch sports on TV and online can also be good for your well-being. Research has shown that people who watch sports on TV or on the internet were also less depressed than those who did not, and depressive symptoms were less likely for those who watch sports with increased frequency. Those who watch sports are more likely to report higher feelings of life fulfillment than people who do not, regardless of whether they watch sports in person, on TV, or online. All these findings are correlational, to which means that we cannot be certain which factor influences the other or whether they might both be influenced by another factor altogether, like wealth or number of friends. However, social identity theory and brain imaging research tells us that watching sports could provide the primary well-being boost rather than other factors. The positive effect of watching sports is likely about social identity. We seek connection through the formulation of in-groups, communities of people with whom we share something in common. These communities form part of our identities, and through them we find social and emotional support. An example of in-group formation is a community we share with people who support the same sports teams as us. Research has shown that people who identified strongly with a sports team were more likely to feel emotionally supported by fellow fans, which increased life satisfaction. Through our shared social identity, we also share the social and emotional benefits of successes amongst our group. Researchers at KU Leuven in Belgium have dubbed this basking in reflection glory, quote unquote. However, when our team loses, we are more likely to distance ourselves from our team to protect ourselves from negative social and psychological consequences. That means cutting off reflected failure. The role of social processes linking sports spectatorship and well-being is demonstrated by a Japanese study that used brain imaging. They found that areas of the brain associated with psychological rewards, feeling good, were more active than participants watching a popular spectator sport like baseball than a less popular spectator sport such as golf. So the social benefits of watching sports are not necessarily confined to going to live events with friends and family. We can enjoy the sense of community provided by our favorite athletes, whether we watch sports in person or from the comfort of our own homes, and by extension, we can also enjoy the psychological benefits. Whether you support your team from home or at the game, you can enjoy the highs and lows of being a sports fan in the knowledge that it's good for you as long as you're sharing the experience with others. This is from The Conversation by Rachel Owensworth, PhD candidate in psychology, Anglia Ruskin University, and her colleagues on Science Alert. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. I support my Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.